Supply drops inbound on your location. Good work.
Calling in a counter UAV.
Got it. Counter UAV running signals are here.
Got a target over here. Most wanted contact here.
Counter UAV exiting the AO.
There's a bounty on your head. Eliminate enemies and secure supply caches to get rid of it. Cash dropping en route.
Cluster mine deployed. Most wanted contract closed. Sending a supply drop to your location. Well earned.
UAV!
Got you. Pounder UAV on station. Running from here.
Armor house here! Moving here!
Faggot! Cock-sucking faggot! Fuck you! Fucking nigger! Suck a dick, bitch! Suck a dick, bitch! Fuck you! Fucking cunt! Fucking worthless motherfuckers!
Blood money. Kill enemies, take their cash. Get hunted.
Good one here!
Fucking faggot!
And Lithuania were occupied by the Soviet Union, connecting Kaliningrad to Russia proper. The island, sometimes referred to as an unsinkable aircraft carrier, had to be protected with a very strong air force. Another very important factor that encouraged Sweden to expand this department of the army was the region next to the west coast, where American nuclear submarines were located in the early 1960s. A strong Swedish air force was necessary to keep Soviet anti-submarine aircraft from operating in the missile launch area. Around this time, its size was about 1,000 planes, the fourth largest in the world. With Finland, however, the situation is quite different. The primary purpose of its military is stopping a potential land invasion from the east. Since the Finnish defense forces are designed for, well, defense of Finland only, there's no real need to maintain a sizable army at all times. With a population of 5.5 million, it has 1.5 million men between the ages of 18 and 60 available for service. Women may also join the military, but voluntarily. The size of the regular army of Finland is just 23.8 thousand active personnel. In peacetime, only 200 more than Sweden. During wartime, however, this number would be increased to 280,000, almost by a factor of 12. The size of the reserves is also staggering, 900,000 personnel. This army's equipment is also far different from that of Sweden. Apart from 239 German Leopard tanks and almost 1,200 armored vehicles, it has 800 artillery systems, 76 rocket launchers, 146 missile systems. You get the idea. There's a lot of land-based stuff. The Finnish Navy, though, doesn't have that many ships. Still, there are 4 corvettes, 8 missile boats, and over 100 small transport ships. The Air Force of Finland is just a bit smaller than that of Sweden, but is still by no means small at 164 operational aircraft, among which 55 are fighter jets. What's interesting about these numbers, though, is the origin of all this equipment. Sweden's possessions, apart from the tanks, are almost entirely produced domestically, or in Finland. Finland itself has equipment from all around Europe, as well as the Soviet Union. One of the reasons for that is economics. The Swedish government could just be hesitant to increase its military spending because it's not that beneficial to the economy, unless it's investing in domestic production or for the benefit of its neighbor, the country that would most likely be attacked first in the case of a war with Russia. Finland, on the other hand, just needs the most modern stuff. It's cool to encourage domestic production, but not when you have better options and a neighbor with an unpredictable past. Another reason is, well, Finland just doesn't have a company like Saab. Its defense companies are dwarfed by the Swedish giant, and I'm not even going to compare them to what the US has. So, having bigger needs for equipment and smaller production capabilities, Finland just chooses to buy rather than to produce at home. Speaking of buying, surely these countries don't do much more than that to appear neutral in the eyes of everyone? Finland stayed almost completely neutral during the Cold War, apart from buying equipment from both the Warsaw Pact and NATO countries. In 1995, all of this changed when the country politically and economically allied with the West, joining the EU together with Sweden and Austria. Militarily, however, a shift in Finland's policy occurred as early as 1994. They joined NATO's Partnership for Peace. One Finnish battalion was sent to NATO's peacekeeping mission in Bosnia in 1996. And since 1999, over 7,000 Finns have served in the KFOR operation in Kosovo. Finnish forces also worked alongside Allied forces in Afghanistan and then Iraq. A consensus about joining NATO was nowhere to be seen, but the members
had little time to shine, since it was later completely owned by Perfect Cell, and was actually never seen again. Super Saiyan 3. Super Saiyan 3 actually had multiple chances to finish Boom, but neither Goku nor Gotenks were able to properly use their power to seal Steel, Ultimate Gohan. Despite the fact that Gohan was even stronger than Goku Super Saiyan 3 back then, he failed at finishing the job against Boom, Super Saiyan God. In spite of Super Saiyan God far surpassing the power of any other transformation previously featured in Dragon Ball, it fell short in front of the massive might of Beerus, MUI. As powerful as MUI Goku was the first time he showed up, given how inexperienced Goku was, the it wasn't enough to settle the fight against Jiren, Ultra Ego. Even if Vegeta looked really menacing with his Ultra Ego transformation, both Granola and Gas were actually stronger, so he didn't really manage to get a single victory. Every time a new transformation,
those fools. The Tet sense and Kakarot is hiding some of his fighting ability. No, that's supposedly exists about 1,000 years ago. There is nothing more than a legend I never actually believed it to be true. Even so, there's no way I know that's the Kakarot to achieve it. According to legend, the Master Saiyan could only maintain the steps in the tribe's forest. It's not secure. The end of the last place. There is too primitive to control it. His faith burned so intensely that it eventually consumed him, and in the end, he was destroyed by his own power. But if there were a way to achieve such power, I should know it. I am the Prince of all Saiyans. If there is to be a new Super Saiyan, it should be me. Those fools.
This is what Americans think England is like.
Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
1300 o'clock. It's time for me to take the tube. I love public transportation. Then it's tea time, followed by my Hogwarts acceptance.
All stations, this is Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has been authorized.
There we are. Head shed gave the green light. We're deploying you to the front lines. You're up. Grab your chutes. Enemy activity will be high. Expect contact early and often.
Let's roll. Plunder. Cash is your primary objective here. Greed, for lack of a better word, is good. All right, soldier, mark a drop point for your squad and go get after it.
Hey, come here, boy. I don't give a shit.
Heads up, an enemy squad marked you as a bounty target. Most wanted contract closed. Supply drops inbound on your location. Good work.
Moving.
UAV is being refueled. RTB at this time.
Calling in a counter UAV.
Copy. Counter UAV running signal interference.
Planting cluster mine.
Be advised, gas drop is inbound.
Counter UAV is being refueled. RTB at this time.
The enemy is no longer tracking. You lost him. Enemies dropping into the AO.
Cabron, why station here?
Roger. Extract bird is inbound for cash deposit. Kilo is standing by at the extract point. Secure all cash in the bag. Cash secure. Extract bird is RTB at this time. Blood money. Hunt down enemy squads and secure their cash.
Requesting recon flyover!
UAV is being fuel. RTB at this time.
target of a most wanted contract. Eliminate threats and secure supply caches to close it. Copy. Extract helo is inbound now. Bag set. Extract bird is standing by. Contractor. Complete contracts and get yourself paid. Cargo is secured and exiting the AO.
Planting cluster mine! Most wanted contract here.
The enemy is attempting to exfil. Move to intercept. Enemy attack helos in the airspace. Take it down and secure that cache.
Cluster mine deployed!
Contract closed. Supply drop is inbound. You earned it.
UAV is being of fuel. RTB at this time.
Most wanted contract here.
You've been marked as a most wanted target. Kill enemies and secure supply caches to close the contract on your head.
Requesting recon flyover.
Friendly UAV entering area.
Requesting fire mission.
Failed to secure enough cash. Stand down.
Option was kept on the table since as early as the mid-1990s. Gradually, Israel intensified its NATO collaboration and geared its defense forces towards full interoperability. 2014, Crimea without asking. So a year later, Finland joined NATO's Enhanced Opportunities Partners program along with Sweden and 3 other nations. This Enhanced Opportunities Partners thing has never been given a real definition. So we have to think of it as an initiative which would offer specific benefits that are tailor-made to meet each of these 5 countries' interests. Sounds boring, and, well, that's by design. It's more like saying, look, we're doing something productive, but not provocative. It's just incentives. But because of bureaucracy, you won't understand much, as always. Nobody's joining NATO. You can move on with your lives. Russia shouldn't worry either. Since 1991, Sweden was drifting away from neutrality almost identically to Finland. We'll not go through that again. What is worth covering, though, is Sweden's cooperation with the West during the Cold War. Initially, right after World War II ended, rulers of Sweden and Finland were expressing interest in creating a neutral alliance of North European countries. This idea was soon forgotten, as NATO was founded with Norway and Denmark being among the first 12 members. Therefore, Sweden maintained its neutrality policy, fearing that the Soviet Union might respond by invading Finland, which was definitely not favorable. There was nothing like privatization, though. Finland quietly tried to start an independent nuclear program involving production of plutonium and acquisition of nuclear secrets from powers. Scrapped as to a nation with a small budget and so little manpower simply could not compete with the nuclear powers. Similar thoughts about neutrality in general were often expressed. Understood that in the Third World War, neutral was seen as easy prey rather than a party that the fighting powers would not care about. So there was a lot of cooperation between them and the US. In the late 1940s and early 50s, Sweden built very close ties to both NATO and the United States. It was deeply involved in Cold War spying operations, as well as secretly given security guarantees. The military also included providing much help and fighter jet 47 Viggen, which is part of the defense industry's independence. Swedish scientists, in turn, helped enhance the accuracy of the Polaris nuclear missiles. And yes, these are the ones that were carried by submarines near the west coast of the country. They didn't just happen to be there because of Denmark and Norway. The US relied on Sweden to cover the airspace next to these submarines. And on top of that, every publicly available war games training included the scenario that if Sweden was under attack from the Soviets, it would rely on NATO forces for defense. Some pretty strong cooperation. And knowing all of this, it's really for the state. So, a lot has been going on behind the scenes, as ordinary people were thinking of Finland and Sweden as just neutral countries. Not many people were aware of the piece of the NATO membership. Ironically, this last piece but it's a task to make people agree on something that has been controversial for decades. On the scale of it might just be impossible to the inside. 2, this problem was about to get solved in an instant. Logically, Russia's next move was not that hard to predict. The buildup of forces was not fake, with field hospitals and all sorts of other military infrastructure being set up on the border. The propaganda campaign was in full swing. It wasn't hard to believe Russia would invade Ukraine again, but it was hard to believe that it would launch a full-scale invasion on Europe's doorstep. And so, quite unexpectedly, not only did Russia invade in one of the most violent ways imaginable, but Ukraine was ready to fight back. Our armed forces are here. The citizens are here. We are all here. Defending our independence, our country. It will remain like this.
Corrupt fucking
In
country.
April of 2022,
Piece of
the
shit.
Russians withdrew from the north of Ukraine. They were stopped by a far less experienced military with far more limited
Enemy
equipment.
soldier incoming.
For a lot of people, this put an end
So
to
fuck
the
it.
debate.
War zone. Get geared up and stand by. Enemies are dropping into...